Listen to the people. Listen to humanity. Listen to the parrot. Parrot TV. Parrot TV. Parrot TV. Parrot TV.
Hi, I am Dustin Pickering from Parrot Literary Corner. You know me, your noble and honest host, and I've got exciting news for you. Last anthology, Series 1, The Literary Parrot, did such a great job. We wanted to continue to provide this community service to our viewers and to our contributors to the program. So please get up and get a copy immediately. You know, if you're in this book, you want to get a copy. If you're not in the book, you want to get a copy and see what we're doing. You want to be excited with us. We want you on this program, and we hope to see you sometime soon on The Literary Parrot. You have to get your hands on this copy. It's amazing. It's an absolutely beautiful anthology meant just for you. Our past guests have been invited back to contribute yet again to this Series 2. We do this quarterly anthology. We will be doing this after our 200 episode milestone. As of this last quarter, we reached 200 episodes, and past that, get up and get a copy immediately. This is the only TV show on earth for creative writers, and our guests are amazing. They're also community activists building from the ground up. This program is for everybody out there who is a creative mind. Order several copies if you can and donate to local libraries. Give them to your friends, cousins, fans, supporters, anybody that you think loves poetry. And it's not just poetry in this book. Remember, this is creative mind. So we have prose, fiction, short stories, essays, artwork, anything you can think of, artistically creative, photographs. Everything in this book is packed. It is packed. It is just absolutely packed. If you want to get your hands on it now, do you know that there is a publishing company that wants to make life easier for you as a writer? This publishing company is called World Inkers Printing and Publishing. We publish in all different languages, and we're looking for writers of all genres, all formats. We're looking for scholars, ghostwriters, playwrights, poets, short fiction, novelists, you name it. We're looking for anybody who is interested in writing and the craft of writing to be in touch with us. You can reach us at info.worldinkers@gmail.com. With World Inkers Printing and Publishing, you do not require a lot of money to publish with us. Contact us today at info.worldinkers@gmail.com. Become a winner with other authors at World Inkers Printing and Publishing. Give us a shot. We will surely finish you. Are you curious about financial literacy? Then take a look at Professor Anthony Rivecchio's new program on Parrot TV. It's called Financial Focus University. This is an excellent program to learn about questions related to your own finances post-COVID, if how you can manage your money, how you can work with your tax situation. And this is an excellent and informative discussion of financial literacy. With Professor Anthony Rivecchio, your financial problems will be solved at Parrot TV with Financial Focus University. Welcome to World Inkers Network. I'm Dustin Pickering, your noble and honest host. That advertisement has a little bit of menace to it. Parrot TV. Anyway, welcome to episode 261. We are talking with Melissa Chappell today. And Melissa Chappell is a native of South Carolina, where she leads a rural lifestyle, gaining much inspiration from the woodlands and fields. She has a Bachelor of Arts in the Theory of Music, a Master of Divinity, and a degree in medical transcription. She has published in Harbinger Asylum, that sounds familiar, Blaze Vox, Adelaide Literary Journal, Amethyst Literary Review, Pangolin Review, and A New Ulster, among others. She has 5 books with hopefully more on the way. Rivers and Relics, Light Refracted, Doors Carelessly Left Ajar, Dreams in Isolation, and For the Next Earth. She hopes one day to travel to Sprang in the springtime of the year. Welcome to the show, Melissa. How are you doing?
Hi. Doing great. How are you, Dustin?
Again. You were one of our repeat guests, so we're glad to have you back. So what's new since last time? What's some new publication? I hear you've done some fabulous work in the last few months since we've seen you.
Oh, well, I don't know how fabulous it is, but I've got this little book out. It's called For the Next Earth.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Oh, thank you. And
Nice cover.
it has kind of a different bent to it. It's more spiritually a more spiritually aware book than what I normally do.
Mm-hmm.
But it
Interesting.
also has a little bit of sensuality in it, which
Okay.
I cannot totally abandon. Um,
Right.
but it's I'm pretty proud of it. I was happy with it. But
Nice hardback looking edition there.
yeah, I've got the hardback here. Didn't sell many of them, but
Hey,
but
poetry. It's poetry.
it's poetry. It's
You
poetry.
know, it's the building
But
blocks. The building blocks, sort of from the ground up. It's like the ground, as they say, the low man on the totem pole was the strongest.
right, right. But anyway, it was published by Whippenstock in Eugene, Oregon, and
Okay.
they did a nice job on the cover,
Mm-hmm.
and so I was pleased with that. And so anyway, if anyone is interested in it, I might read a poem from it today,
Okay.
if you let me. But
Sure.
it's
We'll do that a little
available
bit
on
later.
Amazon.com.
Excellent.
So anyway, so that's it. That's For the Next Earth. So I'll put that over here. And I'm working on two other books are up for publication, and that's a book called A Southern Sabbath,
Mm-hmm.
which also has sort of a spiritual bent to it, and that's with a publisher right now, hopefully to be published, as we all hope our books will be published.
Take some time.
And yes, it does. And I've got another book that is at 2 or 3 publishers right now called Mountain Arias, and it is
Mm-hmm.
purely a book about love lost and love poems. And well, actually, it's not really about love lost, but it's my memory of my past loves. That's what it's about. And I named it Mountain Arias because
Mm-hmm.
um for me, mountains kind of, I don't know why, no one ever told me this or anything, but for me personally, mountains hold memories. They are memory keepers.
Interesting
And
thought.
so, and one of my romances was in the mountains. And so, I named it Mountain Arias because in that book, the mountains are singing my memories. So I called it Mountain Arias.
Oh,
And
nice.
one of the poems is called Mountain Aria. So
Hmm.
hopefully someone will see fit to publish those poems.
It's an interesting
So that's
idea.
what's
I
out
like
there
it.
now.
It's a fresh concept.
Well,
It's
thank
very
you.
different than a lot of stuff out there right now, I think. And both of us have faced challenges in publishing in the last couple of years. It seems like the publishers are getting slower in responding.
Yes, they are. I'll probably be 80 whenever they get back to me.
Yeah, they just take their time. It's like you send your work out there and you're like, okay, snail's pace. Just
Yeah, that's right.
whatever
That's
they
right.
do. I mean, it's you don't know if they're sitting on thinking about it, or if they're considering it, or if they're not looking at it. Or I had 3 months. It took me to get a response on an essay I sent to a top tier journal. It took them 3 months to even look at it, and then it took them a month to give me a response. So it was like 4 months wait, and they were like, "We're sorry, we're not interested." Yeah, that's how it
Yeah,
goes.
yeah, I
I didn't
know.
cry, but I almost cried.
That's right. I
So
think they read one.
Mhm.
I think they read one stanza or one line, and then they go out for a smoke, and then they come back and
Right. It's a very slow process for them. I think they don't know they're handling somebody's babies. You know, they're little poem babies. You know, or they're
That's
essay
right.
babies, or they're writing babies. You know, it's like you're like those people that that sit down and leave their children in the back seat of the car when they go to the grocery store. You know, it's like, come on,
That's
people,
right.
get on the call. Come on, get out there and get the
That's right.
movement. Yeah, you're
That's right.
publishing. You're the avant-garde. You're the vanguard of literature. Come on, guys. So how do you go about when you're submitting? What is your process like?
Well, what I do is I try to. Well, sometimes I have to admit I submit poems that I know will probably not get accepted, but I take a chance.
Right,
Um, but I try to stick one in there that I think this has got to be it. It's got to
right.
be it.
Mm-hmm.
But I usually look on the internet and I'll have a batch of poems, usually 5. And I do not submit to places that say we do not accept simultaneous submissions. Those are automatically off my list. And so I usually submit to at least one top tier publisher, and I usually submit to at least one publisher that is kind of hard to get into. And I used to submit to publishers that Peter Rabbit could get into, but but I've stopped doing that. I've raised the bar a little bit higher, you know.
Right.
So
It's like an addiction of
the
sorts. You get a little fix, and then you're like, okay, I got to get more and more and more of that. You become a submission junkie.
right, and I've got about 8 or 9 submissions out now just with literary, and I don't know how that compares with what other writers have out there now, but that's
I
about
think
what
it
I am.
varies. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
it's a really tedious process. I think a lot of if there's any publishers watching, just recognize that submitting is very tedious for us writers, and we hate doing it in some ways, and we love doing it sometimes. But generally, we would like to be acknowledged.
yes, we would, and I keep a log of what I've submitted, to whom,
Hmm.
and I try to keep up with it. Occasionally, I'll make a mistake, and um, whenever I have done submitted to someone that said no simultaneous submission, and then I have to say, "Oh my God, I have to withdraw this from somewhere,"
Hmm.
and
Right.
there's this
Very
big panic.
confusing.
Oh my God.
Right. I
So,
made a mistake. I'm sorry.
like I
I'm
said,
human. Right.
have to go to confession and everything, and
Right. Since you're a master of divinity as well,
yeah, that's right.
you have to go through
That's
that
right.
process afterwards.
That's
So,
right.
what are you reading these days? What is inspiring your
Oh,
writing?
well,
What are putting
that's a great
towards?
question. I'm reading several things. Um, One is For the Next Earth. No, just kidding.
I'm reading
Um,
my own writing. Hey, here's my writing. I'm reading it. You should read it too.
One thing that I've been reading on and off is Against Forgetting.
Oh
This
yes,
is
that's an
a
excellent. That's an
this is
excellent
a
book.
great anthology that I would recommend to anybody. It's edited by Carolyn Forche. Is that
Hmm.
how you pronounce her name?
I think so.
It's a terrific, terrific genocide. It's a terrific anthology. Um, that starts with the Armenian genocide,
Hmm.
and let's see what it ends with, but it's the poetry of both men and women who are involved in wars around the world.
Hmm.
And it gives people who wrote poetry about these wars,
Mm-hmm.
and it is so powerful to hear their voices. These people who
Mm-hmm.
fought in these wars, and I'm trying to see where, but it goes through because I haven't gotten to the end yet. There's the Korean War. It goes through the revolutions and the struggle for democracy in China. So
Wow.
it's a pretty hefty book. But
Mm-hmm.
I would recommend this to anyone. It's at times it's absolutely heartbreaking, and
Yeah.
at other times it's filled with hope. So because she gives a little biography of each soldier who wrote
Mm-hmm.
the poem, and sometimes you find out that this soldier perished in war
Mm-hmm.
after he wrote the poem.
Wow.
And so it's called Against Forgetting 20th Century Poetry of Witness. And Carolyn Forche wrote this tremendous introduction to this book. It's a fabulous introduction. So I would recommend that would not be a waste of your money. Um, the other thing I'm reading is I've got into uh, Raina Maria Rilke. And if you don't mind, Dustin, there's a poem I'd like to share in here.
Sure. Go ahead. We have
It's one that
time.
really captured me. It's called Ignorant Before the Heavens of My Life. Ignorant before the heavens of my life, I stand and gaze and wonder. Oh, the vastness of the stars, their rising and descent, how still, as if I didn't exist. Do I have any share in this? Have I somehow dispensed with their pure effect? Does my blood's ebb and flow change with their changes? Let me put aside every desire, every relationship except this one, so that my heart grows used to its farthest spaces, better than it live fully aware in the terror of its stars, than as if protected, soothed by what is near. That
Hmm.
is a great poem,
It is a great
and
poem.
I love it because it tells us that to be fully aware in this life, sometimes we have to be terrified
Mm-hmm.
of we have to go beyond what we know, and we have to go beyond what we have known and what we know. We have to stretch our boundaries and go
Right.
beyond what we think is the horizon in order to be fully aware in this life, in order to fully live.
Mm-hmm.
And I can I really have an appreciation for that because I've done some of that in my life,
Mm-hmm.
and I think I need to try to find ways to do more of it because I feel like I've been kind of stagnant in my life for the last few years, and
Mm-hmm.
so this this poem really struck me. Better that it live fully aware in the terror of its stars than as if protected, soothed by what is near.
One
So
of the phrases that Wilk is known for is "every angel is terrifying." That's
yeah,
one of the phrases from the Dueno elegies, and that's a really powerful statement about beauty and awe and mystery, and as you said, grasping the unknown, like going beyond your capacity, being stretched, like a canvas in a way across the universe. It's like there's so much,
right.
and there's so many perplexing questions that involve the poetic impulse. Is there anything like, as far as some of these eternal questions that you've been wrestling with lately, that have brought your poetry to a fruition?
Um, I'm turning my sound off so my phone won't interrupt us.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah. Um, I have been, and we've talked about this a little bit. I've been struggling, and this would seem to be, get my head back on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
This would seem to be an odd question for a pastor to be struggling with, but I've been struggling with what eternal life means and an afterlife and what that looks like. And another pastor and I were talking about that the other day, and my view of it differs from what the view of the general population is. At least I think, if I have settled on it. I struggle with it because I can't really express it to people that I talk with, because it would greatly upset them. It would greatly upset them, because the general view is that immediately after we die, we see our loved ones. You know, that's the general view, and it's because it's a view that brings comfort to people. And this is this may not be the kind of, this is very much a pastoral kind of issue. Because even though I'm a writer and I don't have a church, I'm still very much a pastor. But for me, and now I'm getting kind of theological, Paul and Luther taught that when we die, we fall asleep. And it's kind of like taking a nap. And we rise on the day of resurrection. And we don't know how long that sleep is, but it could be a very long time. Very long time. But when we wake up, it's just like having taken a nap, you know, and you don't know how long you've been asleep, but it's just like that. You just wake up and you don't know you've been asleep. And it's the day of resurrection, when all things are made new and the earth is made new. But a lot of people don't really know that the Bible says that.
Right.
Well, and a lot of Lutherans don't know that Luther said that. But because the other view is much more comforting for people, because they want to think that as soon as they die, they'll see their loved ones. And it is a comforting thought, but for me, it's not a biblical thought.
Right.
And so you brought out the theologian in me, just saying. So
excellent. We're going to take a brief break, and we'll be right back with some of Melissa's poetry. We'll hear some pastorals and some interesting work from Miss Melissa. So take a look at what we have to offer for our break. Well, are you curious about financial literacy? Then take a look at Professor Anthony Rivecchio's new program on Parrot TV. It's called Financial Focus University. This is an excellent program to learn about questions related to your own finances post-COVID, and how you can manage your money, how you can work with your tax situation. And this is an excellent and informative discussion of financial literacy. With Professor Anthony Rivecchio, your financial problems will be solved at Parrot TV with Financial Focus University. Do you know that there is a publishing company that wants to make life easier for you as a writer. This publishing company is called World Inkers Printing and Publishing. We publish in all different languages, and we're looking for writers of all genres, all formats. We're looking for scholars, ghostwriters, playwrights, poets, short fiction, novelists, you name it. We're looking for anybody who is interested in writing and the craft of writing to be in touch with us. You can reach us at info.worldinkers@gmail.com. With World Inkers Printing and Publishing, you do not require a lot of money to publish with us. Contact us today at info.worldinkers@gmail.com. Become a winner with other authors at World Inkers Printing and Publishing. Give us a shot. We will surely finish you.
The Prisoner. I can still smell you on my pillowcase, in the comforter and sheets. Thought about doing laundry, but decided to keep you with me just a little while longer. Riding giants. Each new love affair is like standing in front of a 50-foot wave. It looked doable from shore. Gifts. The son of a bitch left me broke and blacked out, with a stripper's name written in black Sharpie on my forearm. 3 bright orange traffic cones in my bedroom, and a 2-day hangover. He is the best friend ever. Wishful thinking. We kissed once. It was on the corner of Rampart Street in St. Peter, New Orleans. I wish I could say it was that magic movie moment with the perfect song, perfect setup, lighting just right, and bright orange moon overhead. Anticipation giving way to action like the final scene in 16 Candles, when the 2 main characters are kissing on a table, birthday cake shining with lit candles in between, and nothing left to wish for. And when the credits rolled, everyone was already halfway home, satisfied and happy with what the stars brought to them. But our kiss wasn't like that. It was sloppy. We were drunk. The music sucked. There was spilled beer and strangers crowding our space. We could not really call it romantic. We could only admit that it happened once. There have been no second chances. I have had 1,000 more moments between that kiss and today. Some amazing, others incredible, fulfilling and fun, but all have put me here, back here, alone, staring at the stars, with only one wish left.
Corner, brought to you by New York Parrot TV, the voice for humanity. Welcome back to World Inkers Network. We have Melissa Chappell today. If you're watching, just remember, we are the only TV show for daily consumption of creative writing. So keep a lookout. Subscribe to our channel. Melissa, would you like to share a couple of poems?
Yes. The first one I'm going to share is from For the Next Earth, and it's called Among the Lovely Earth. I have seen no sign of life from the carrot seeds that I planted. They lie beneath, not taken with the sun, nor delighting in the shower of water which I have given them each afternoon. What lies beneath is an ache, a fear of going where I do not want to go, that perhaps the failure of the seeds was I. Perhaps the failure of far greater things may be claimed by me. What lies beneath is a manner of unsettled pain, as the earth is unsettled the first time the plow is put to its quiet crust, and cuts a furrow through what once was content to be nothing but a field, fallow for some years, but now sees the sun and its burning gaze, the sage light, the floating darkness. What lies beneath is the pain of wounds healing, the pain of an old sorrow being borne away on the wing of the moon. At last, here is the seed, received into the furrow, cradled warm among the lovely earth.
Very descriptive, and there's a lot of, you can feel like the process of growth going on in that poem. Very nice.
Thank you.
Lovely.
Thank you. I have
Next one.
another one
Okay.
that I wrote day before yesterday, or was it early this morning? I'm not quite sure. It's called 1992.
All right.
He came to me when the sky was bowed low with winter's still hand. The trees with their long beards could not speak of anything, only come back, for the birds had gone from their branches. I slipped into his umber eyes to find theological equations, constructions of physics, and the following thoughts of a fugue. He spoke to me of his country, the iron fists of communism, the rubble, the fire, and the ash. In his poor clothes, he had been a beggar of freedom, all still searing, a hot iron in his memory. When the sky was bowed low with winter's still hand, he came to me. Upon my body he traced his sorrow in cinders and ash. The air around us was devastating as night collapsed into our room where we collided, dying to one another, again and again, sleeping in our sepulchre until morning. It all came undone when the trees sang again that summer. As he returned to his Slovakian home, I was left broken on the steps of his trailer, unable to speak anything, only come back, come back. My sheer annihilation, leaving me sorrowing in ashes and dust, with an equation unanswerable and a fugue gone silent.
Passion work, and very impassioned, and I especially like the ending, a few gone silent. The bearded trees in there that made me think of Robert Penn Warren a little bit. And then there was the line, a beggar for freedom. Freedom, it seems like it's a sparse thing these days. It's hard to be
Yes.
free. It's very hard to be human and be free. And so
Yes,
being a
it
beggar for
is.
freedom, beggar for freedom, it's really good. That's a very good, powerful image.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
If you'd like to share another one, that'd be fine.
Yes, okay. Here we go.
World Inkers
This is
Network.
See no evil. Outside my unstirred pendant window panes, doves plunge to the earth, wings singed, for the sky is a pyre of cruelty born of Cain and his fields. What do we call injustice? We no longer know. Our mouths are scorched shut. Justice is tangled in the birch down by the river, corrupted, vagrant vines stealing its breath in front of our eyes. Yet we are blind with char. A totalitarian wind whips the crimson flag, where the concentration camps are built on rock, cinders, and mass torture. Yet for some, the stony sails are Peter Rabbit slipping down the rabbit hole, imaginary creations of enemies of the iron fist. Genocide rips through dark continents where dark-skinned people vanish into umber pools of blood. The eucalyptus tree weeps over her children. Western ears are full of ash. Outside my unstirred window pane, Doves plunged to the earth, wings singed. Cain was allowed to live. Perhaps even his fields were watered from the skies. Brother, raise me up. Wipe the shame from my brow. Wash this dark blot from my eyes. Let us see again the world as it has come to us. Unstill, unstill our thoughts, anesthetized. Our mind's window, unimpressible. May a new wind spirit itself through these skies with a purifying storm of rain in the atrium above us. Outside of our crazing window panes, see the new snow fall to the earth like down of doves, incorruptible.
It's a very cyclical poem. It starts off with the doves and then it ends with the doves. It goes in a full circle there. It's a beautiful and it's a harrowing tale. You know, it's something that's very difficult to write about. You know, how do you write about oppression, that kind of oppression and genocide and historical, you know, malice like that? I mean, you bring it to life there quite well. I mean, we're sitting here in our living rooms or somewhere like, you know, fairly safe, you know, and content, and we can write these powerful poems of you know, how the human race torments itself and other people. You know, people can torment each other and what we do to each other. It's really horrible. But you bring it to life in a way that takes that torment and makes it something interesting and beautiful to read, and consolidates it into a you know, a form that's, you know, something relatable to people. Maybe, you know, people can empathize with the pain being expressed there.
Thanks.
So what would you like to say in conclusion of the program to the viewers and to readers out there?
Well, to the readers, keep reading, and to the writers, keep reading and writing.
Excellent. You want to share some shout outs? Anything like, you know, some thank yous out there?
Yeah. I'd like to thank you.
Thank you as well.
And I also like to thank my friend Mindy Harmon. I don't think she's listening, and Ellen Shack. They listen to a lot of my poems over the phone. And I'd like to give a shout out from my website. You can barely see it there on the little bottom of the screen. It's thehearthstone.net. And you're welcome to visit it. And it's got some poetry and some blogs and some music on it. So you might find that to be of interest. So anyway, I appreciate you letting me be on the show, Dustin and MUTIU. So I enjoyed it thoroughly. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you so much, and it's been pleasant. So viewers out there that just tuned in, subscribe to our channel, like, share, and comment on our materials, and please feel free to spread this around. And this was an excellent show. We talked about Wilka. We had some excellent insight into some of human cruelties, some of the worst things we can do to each other. Through poetry, we've learned to explore these things and make them beautiful and something we can empathize with and hopefully cultivate a powerful humanity that embraces compassion rather than shuns it or forgets it. So if you missed the program, go back and watch it. It was excellent, wonderful discussion of much merit, I think. And so this is World Inkers Network. If you'd like to donate, we'd love to hear from you, and we'd love to take some of your money, your hard-earned cash from you to notate to the arts. You know, it'll go to a good cause, we promise. So you can get in touch with us at paypal.me/nyparrot. And just remember that you're greatly appreciated. Even if you don't, you can come on to the show as a guest. If you don't want to donate, you can also buy our anthologies. That would help us out significantly too. So if you want to be on the show as a guest, literary corner at newyorkparrot.com. Just send a headshot, a paragraph bio, and a couple of samples of your work so I can kind of get an idea of what your writing is about and who you are as a writer. So definitely be aware that we can be on the program anytime. We'll make sure that you are scheduled in a time that's good for you. So don't hesitate at all to contact. You may have scheduling conflicts, and that's fine. So we'll make a good day for you. So we'd love to hear from you. This has been World Inkers Network, and if you're not writing right now, you're making a mistake. Get to writing, and have an excellent afternoon. Are you curious about financial literacy? Then take a look at Professor Anthony Rivecchio's new program on Parrot TV. It's called Financial Focus University. This is an excellent program to learn about questions related to your own finances post-COVID, and how you can manage your money, how you can work with your tax situation. And this is an excellent and informative discussion of financial literacy. With Professor Anthony Rivecchio, your financial problems will be solved at Parrot TV with Financial Focus University. Do you know that there is a publishing company that wants to make life easier for you as a writer? This publishing company is called World Inkers Printing and Publishing. We publish in all different languages, and we're looking for writers of all genres, all formats. We're looking for scholars, ghostwriters, playwrights, poets, short fiction, novelists, you name it. We're looking for anybody who is interested in writing and the craft of writing to be in touch with us. You can reach us at info.worldinkers@gmail.com. With World Inkers Printing and Publishing, you do not require a lot of money to publish with us. Contact us today at info.worldinkers@gmail.com. Become a winner with other authors at World Inkers Printing and Publishing. Give us a shot. We will surely finish you.
Listen to the